Hi there, I'm Tom Field. I'm Senior Vice President of Editorial with ISMG. I am here in ISMG studio at the Google Cloud Next 2026 event in Las Vegas. Here talking today about full visibility and faster protection, the SNHD and Arctiq success story. Joining me from Southern Nevada Health District is Jason Frame. He is the CIO. And we've got Tim Tipton. He is the newly designated Director of Cybersecurity Transformation with Arctiq. First of all, congratulations on that and welcome.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep. So lots to talk about here today, Jason. I want to start with you. Yeah. SNHD is mission driven to protect the community, but your previous security provider operated as a black box. Yep. Can you take us through the journey of moving away from that lack of visibility and why Arctiq's approach to Google SecOps was the right fit for your partnership?
Yeah, definitely. So, we're a small, lean organization and we don't even have a full security team. So we have, for the last 8 or 9 years, worked with a provider to help provide managed detection and response services for us. The one that we had previously, we did through an RFP process and we found them and they worked really well, but we had no visibility into the data. They managed the SIM, they managed all the alerts coming in, they would triage them and then get back to us. We had no access to the SIM. We had no access to what any of their cases were besides what they showed us in our basically like a help desk portal. And so that was tough. Like we wanted to do any type of investigation just to look up something easy. We'd have to go to them. And then that would take, a matter of hours or days, depending on it, where if we could have gone in, we could have got it right away. Yeah. So that's very frustrating for us. As we're starting to develop out a little bit more of a security mindset, we had requests were multiplying coming into this other group that we had. And so it got to that point where it wasn't the right fit for us anymore. So we started looking at what our other options were. Arctiq was very new at the time with this. They had just acquired our solutions. I'd known Rich Baker for a little while. He sat down, he explained the Google SecOps program, which I'd never seen before. I'd heard of Chronicle, but I'd never seen the SecOps applications. And so he kind of walked us through that and we started looking at some other options too, but this one ended up being the best fit for us, really because of our partnership with Arctiq. We were able to trust them to know that, they're going to do what's right for us because we've been working with them for so long and they've been helping us out for so long.
Good.
So it was really about the relationship there was what helped. And then seeing the application, seeing the visibility we got, our team was able to get in and look at cases as they're being worked. They're able to get into the back end of it and see the data when they need it. That was a big plus for us.
Good. Tim, any color commentary you want to offer to that?
It really drives home the point of Arctiq being a value-added reseller, Tom. When you function through a black box, you essentially cap the value that you can bring to an organization versus when we allow the organization to see exactly how we function behind the scenes, get in, get their hands dirty with us. It allows us to be able to scale directly in relation to what the client grows, right? And that's why we appreciate the partnership so much.
What I'm hearing from both of you really is a theme of transparency. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, what specific value did Arctiq unlock for you within Google SecOps and threat intelligence? Specifically, how does having full-time, real-time access to security data, your security data, change the way your team handles investigations compared to the old way of submitting queries for every minor detail?
Yeah. And I wish I could say that it's really transformed what we do, but we don't do a whole lot of investigations. We let them do all the hard work and all the lifting because we don't have that team that can do it. But there are times when we want to get in there and just look at something. It might be looking at who logged into the certain box at a certain time. It might be because of an HR investigation or something that's a little bit more sensitive that we don't want to fill in our partners on why we're doing it. And so that's made it easier rather than having to submit that ticket and hope for it. So it's helped us, quite a bit in those little small use cases. But for the most of the part, we let them do their job and they send us the alerts when they come through. They triage it and they tell us exactly what to do, which for a team like us is very important.
Good. So anything you want to add to that?
And then one thing that we do love about the whole partnership, or two things actually. The first being whenever we perform those in-depth investigations for SNHD, even if there's a large scale incident that goes down in the state of Nevada or somewhere close by that's a direct partner for SNHD, we can go in and perform a very thorough threat hunt for them and give them that confidence that there's nothing directly impacting their environment. And to the point of their team being able to go in and handle those more sensitive investigations where they may not want the SOC team brought in on it, Gemini and AI gives any new analyst or anybody that's going in there trying to find information the opportunity to get it without having to have the in-depth knowledge that our analysts have on the back end.
Exactly. And that what Tim just said really came in handy, where there was a major situation at another agency here in town. And I know Tim was actually on, boots on the ground there helping out. And he's texted me and said, "Hey, I know what it is. And we already looked, you don't have it." That helped me go home that night and relax a little bit, because this was a huge thing. Yep.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out, because Arctiq does have a deep footprint in other agencies across the state of Nevada. From both your perspectives, how does the local ecosystem create unique advantages for SNHD? And does that shared regional knowledge help you to stay ahead of threats specific to the public sector in your state?
I definitely think it does help. Over the last 5 or 6 years, we've really grown together as a community of IT professionals and IT agencies. In the past, there wasn't that interagency communication. We weren't getting together and talking about stuff that's going on. And now we do when things happen. I remember back 3 years ago or something like that, a breach happened at the University Medical Center. They're the county hospital here in town. Yeah. They got right out on top of it and said, "Hey, this is what we're seeing. Check your stuff for this. This is how we got hit." And that communication really helped save a couple of the other agencies. Even when the CrowdStrike thing hit a little over a year ago now, we didn't have CrowdStrike, but we were informed about it as soon as someone else found out about it. And I know at the airport they had it. So they were talking to everyone else saying, "No, this is what you can do." And so that communication that we have, we're all on text together. We get together a lot in person. Yep. And we've really built those relationships between the community here, because Vegas looks like kind of a big city. We got all the pro sports and all that now. We're a very small tech community and very well connected now, whereas in the past we weren't.
No, it's a tight community. I respect that. Tim?
It's really just driving that point home of collaboration between the IT professionals out here, right? Whether it's the leadership at UNLV, the leadership at Clark County, the leadership at SNHD, everybody's so comfortable and very transparent with each other around how are we operating, what can we do better to grow as a community.
Now, Jason, I've heard a story about an SNHD team member winning a security event the very first time that they used the Google SecOps interface. So I wonder if you might take us through that moment. What does that say about the platform's intuitiveness and how Arctiq helps your team get up to speed quickly?
Yeah, definitely. It's about a year ago now. There was a Google Cloud presentation going on here in town, and they were talking about the SecOps, and not just SecOps, but some other stuff with Google Cloud. And so we brought us in, and we were listening to it, and then they had to capture the flag event. And one of our security guys got in there, and he's never been in the solution. We'd only had it with you guys maybe a couple months. Yeah. Hadn't really got into it and played around with it. Never did an investigation on his own. And actually we had a number of people there. They were all getting into it. And so he got in there and he was able to figure it out real fast and ended up winning the event. And I think even better than that is one of our other guys came in, I think, third, and he had never used the platform either. Wow. And so to me, what that showed, because I don't use it, if I'm using the platform, there's something really wrong. And so I didn't want to get in there, but I saw that my team can figure it out. And then I saw, as I talked to them afterward, they said, well, it's so easy. I could just, and the guy who won, Toby, he didn't even want to use all the AI assistance stuff. He doesn't like AI very much. He wants to do it he's the old school guy, and he used it a little bit, but he was able to figure it out. It's very intuitive. He was able to get around the interface and figure out where he needed to go without plugging everything into Gemini, because he still doesn't trust AI that well. The other guy, he's the AI enthusiast in our group. He popped right into there asking everything how to do it.
That's terrific.
So what that showed me is, AI is great, but you can still, if you still know what you're doing, you can figure it out a little bit faster.
So Arctiq creates winners.
We do. It's one of the benefits of the platform, right? You can pick it up no matter what level you are at with security operations, and you can see an impact and a value immediately. And that's what we loved about the SecOps showcase with the Capture the Flag event, because it gave people that opportunity to say, hey, I've never used SecOps before, but this is something that I can pick up and get used to immediately.
Yep. Yeah. Now, Jason, looking at the big picture, whether that's operationally, financially, even culturally, what has been the most significant impact of this move to Arctiq, and how does having a more confident security posture ultimately help you better serve the health and well-being of Southern Nevada?
Yeah, there's so much there to unpack. But for me, having that partnership with them, it lets us focus on the bigger picture. You know, we don't have a SOC team. We don't have security people that are dedicated to looking through this stuff all the time. They're doing a lot of other busy stuff. And so we're letting them free them up from looking at some of the logs and trying to track down these little things and letting Arctiq take care of that for us. And so that's freed them up to help basically we're re-architecting our whole infrastructure over there. And they've been able to do that in the last couple of years. So this to me has been very valuable. It gives me peace of mind knowing that, because I do see the alerts that come in, and they're very few and far between, maybe 1-2 a week at the most. But the emails are so detailed. Hey, we found this. This is what you need to look for. This is what you need to do. If you have questions, let us know, and then they'll walk us through it. So that to me made it more comfortable, and knowing that we're more secure. And we look at what we do, being public health agency, even back through COVID, that was our Super Bowl. We did all that stuff there, but the community relied on us to be up, relied on us to be, protect their data. And so now I'm more confident that we're able to do that.
It's a great testimony.
And one thing that we do to kind of drive that home, and it ties back into the Capture the Flag event that we did when Toby won, we went over and we ran a full in-depth risk assessment, leveraging all the telemetry and alerts that we were able to pull in through SecOps over a period of time to really say, hey, here's the recommendations that we have for improvements in your organization based off of the live telemetry that we can pull in and what we're learning from this sit down and go through the risk assessment and what you all are prioritizing today.
And it's been an ongoing process too. We make some changes. We pass it over to Arctiq. They look at it. We're changing a lot of our security policies. We're running them through Tim, and he's verifying that we're doing the right things, because we're getting ready for a HIPAA audit, which we've never done before. And so we want to make sure we're prepared for it, even though I know that there's going to be some gotchas in there, but we're going to be more prepared than if we didn't have Arctiq as our partner.
That's your next Super Bowl. Yep. Jason, Tim, thank you so much for taking time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you taking the time out for us.
Again, this is one of more than 24 videos that we'll be recording over the course of 2 days here at the Google Cloud Next 2026. Look for these on the ISMG media sites for ISMG. I'm Tom Field. Thank you so much for giving us your time and your attention today.
Thanks, everyone.